In this last section, we're going to get just a little bit technical. And as I promised before, we're not going to be jumping into anything terribly complex. But there are two main areas that make a huge impact on both our SEO results and our usability. And the first one is site responsiveness. Now, you have heard this one over and over again, but it goes beyond just making the site smaller. Honey, I Shrunk the Site. It's not just about squeezing everything down to fit on a mobile screen. We need to make sure we're communicating effectively. We're not losing value in some of the things that we're trying to convey. And so where does the rubber hit the road on this? Well, is the site navigation still accessible and fully usable? And this without hiding components of the main menu. I often use this as a gauge. If my menu is too complex that I can't show it all when I'm on a mobile phone, then it's probably too complex for desktop as well. I had made comments before earlier about keeping the decision making simple. And we can do this by making a menu system that does not offer too many options. So we want to keep that in mind, and we want our menus to be extremely usable, fully usable when I'm on a mobile phone. Next, is the text still legible and easily readable? Now, this goes so much beyond just font size. I have had numerous people comment to me about wanting updates made on their site because they thought the font size was too small, because it was hard to read after all. Well, one of the biggest things that will make it easier to read on mobile is adequate line height. Now, this is going to be the spacing in between the lines of text. It makes it much easier to read if I am not getting confused as to which line I happen to be on. And the spacing in between the lines allows this to be more easily read. Additionally, what kind of separation am I having between the paragraphs? I often have to have different text styles when I'm on a mobile phone than I do when I am on a desktop display. Are my CTA buttons appropriately sized? Are they still consistent with what I had at a desktop level, but as they've shrunk down, do they still fit the text that they're containing? Are they still easily recognizable, and are they in positions that are still easily usable? And also, does my layout still work to effectively communicate? Specifically as it relates to the use of images. We will often have sections of text where we have a supporting image or a diagram or something that is used to better convey the message, something where maybe the context that the image provides is helpful when I'm looking at the text, or vice versa. Our typical approach when we are talking about site responsiveness is to start stacking things. Things that originally were left to right before are now top to bottom when I'm on a mobile screen. Does that still work properly for what you're trying to convey? Does the image appear in a place that it still provides the necessary context? Or vice versa, is my text in the right order compared to where the image is displayed? It's not always about just shrinking it down and stacking everything from the top to the bottom. With this website example here, I actually really like the layout. It's simple, it's effective for what it's trying to do. The white space works well in this case. And again, the white space doesn't always have to be white. In this case, it is the use of an image. And there's a lot of open space. The menu is simple and easy to navigate. But when I go responsive with a site like this, it just shrinks down. It doesn't work to allow me to be easily interacting with the site at this resolution. My menu is almost unusable at this point.